Hockey can be an arduous sport. Just a fraction of an inch can be the difference between a goal and a near miss. And while the ins and outs of the game can be brutal, its players have the ability to nurture and heal. Take, for instance, Jon Lovorn, an Alabama defenseman playing for a community 1,000 miles away.
So I was originally born in Dallas, Texas. So when the Dallas Stars won the Cup in '99, that's when the hockey craze kind of took over Dallas. I started playing at a local hockey rink that had just gone up like the year previous to them winning in Frisco, Texas, and started playing youth hockey and developmental hockey there. Right before I turned 17, we ended up moving to Connecticut, which was my junior year of high school.
The Lovorn family moved to the quaint community of Newtown, Connecticut. With a population of just over 25,000, Newtown offered a much different style of living, one that would take time to grow accustomed to.
I wasn't really a fan of it at first because from about August till September 1st, I was kind of, sitting around, didn't really know anybody. I want to say after the first 4 or 5 days through school and, meeting kids in classes, in the cafeteria and other things like that, that's when I really started to kind of fall in love with the culture there because everybody was, so friendly and so family oriented. Everyone wanted to, get to know you, get to know where you were from, and it's a really tight-knit community. It's a place where you can go into 3 different shops on Main Street and they don't, just recognize you as a face. They know your name, they might know your family, your friends, and stuff like that. So there's always people to talk about and just have that sense of camaraderie with.
After just a few short months, Jon had grown to love the obscurity that Newtown provided. The town, however, wouldn't remain unknown for long.
Class had just started, we were hanging out, teacher was, about to start the lesson plan for the day, and principal came over the loudspeaker and said that we were going to go into a lockdown.
Reading straight from it, Connecticut State Police responding to reports of a shooting, we're told, this morning. It's in the southwestern part of Connecticut. The school is Sandy Hook Elementary School. It is on lockdown.
As the story continued to come out and, more facts were given to us, just kind of the worse it got. And one kid just asked, he said, why not the high school? Like, why couldn't he have come to the high school, where kids actually had a chance to defend themselves and do something? And so I think that day it was hard to try to answer that question. And then, going home, then you find out later that there's some parents whose kids aren't going to be coming home. It was kind of, tough to grasp all at one time.
I know there's not a parent in America who doesn't feel the same overwhelming grief that I do. The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old.
You see familiar faces at school whose families were directly impacted, and the kids that went through that school system. And I couldn't share that same story because I had only been there for 5 months, but seeing just how it impacted my friends and their families and people that, over the course of that 5 months had come to be like family to me, it was tough to come to grasp with, tough to, know how to be there for them and offer help because it felt like no matter what you did, it wasn't going to be right, it wasn't going to help anybody. And so it was just that feeling of being numb and not really knowing what to do.
In total, 26 innocent lives were taken. The Newtown community immediately worked to nurture and support its members who had been so shockingly devastated by the Sandy Hook shootings. Jon would play his part, foregoing his junior league team to play his senior season with his friends at Newtown High School, winning the state championship along the way. But 5 years later, and 1,000 miles away in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Lovorn still felt he had more to contribute.
I decided to change my number to 26, in respect to the 26 lives that were taken to that day and, and their families. And I decided, for the final amount of games, however many there were, I wanted to actually dedicate a game to a victim per game and their family through a green sticker with their name on it. And when I sat down at my computer and wrote down how many games we had left and I counted them out, there was actually only 26 games left in this semester.
And so it began, game by game. Jon took the ice and played for Charlotte and Catherine. Daniel, and Olivia, and for all 26, with a message fostered by the Newtown community.
It's all about giving and giving back, and that's something that, you know, Newtown has really got behind, is, you know, being kind and loving one another and doing things in your community to make a difference, no matter how small that difference may be. And that's really the message that I wanted to take and use through the platform of hockey to reach other people, that there is a message bigger than the game. And, you know, the message here and the message that Newtown's developed is, you know, to be kind and to love people, you know, no matter what walk of life they come from, how you know them, how short you've known them. You always can be kind and you can always show someone love, and you don't know, you know, how small of a decision you make, how big of an impact it can have on other people.
Well, I actually transferred here last year, so it was the first time meeting John last year, and John's just the type of kid that welcomes anyone in, always friendly, kind, respectful, and made me feel at home right away.
We really preach to our guys, you know, to be involved in the community, whether it's small things that people never hear of or things as large scale as this. I would hope that people see this, and, you know, whether it's they take out negative words in their everyday lives, or they say thank you, or, you know, they hold the door open for a woman. Little things like that, that's going to go a long way, not just here, not just in Connecticut, you know, but in the whole world. And we're not trying to change the world in one day or in one, you know, small little event, but every day we can do something better, and that's what he's trying to do. And again, it's not fake. He's just doing that because that's the type of kid that he is.
26 stickers with 26 names. More than a memory. More than a tribute. A message from Newtown to the world. Delivered by a once outsider to the community.
I've really never shied away from it because I'm not ashamed to be from there. I'm proud to come from Newtown and represent everything that town's about. So my first response is Connecticut, and then most people will follow it up with where in Connecticut, and my answer is always Newtown.